Hello, my manifesties. How are y'all doing? Oh my goodness. I am so thankful for all the love out there. I appreciate you guys. Obviously I'm not a real YouTuber, so um excuse the probably the format, but hey, this is what you're getting, okay? So I wanted to talk to you guys. I made a short yesterday, or attempted to make a short, let's just say that, about, self reflection, right? And so I just wanted to kind of jump on real quickly and talk to you guys about self reflection because this is something I had to learn on my manifestation journey and how it really truly, made a huge impact on things that I was visualizing. One thing about self awareness that and it's hard. This is going to be a hard one, right? But let's unpack it real quick. It may take a few videos, but let me try to or attempt, right, to explain it, right, for those of you who may or may not know about it or haven't dug deep, okay, on self reflection, right? So self reflection really is, if I can say it in a few words, it's really looking inward and examining your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, and your motivations, right? It really involves taking a step back, right? Taking a step back, from the external world, right? So you're taking a step back from the external world and you're turning the attention into more of an internal landscape, right? Internal landscape of your minds and your emotions, right? So instead of going outwardly, right, you're turning it inwardly, right? Self reflection is really about, it's about it's an introspective practice, right? Your introspective practice. So what does that mean, right? It can be applied to various aspects of your lives, right? So such as your personal relationships, right? Your personal experiences, right? Your accomplishments, your failures, your values. What do you really value, and what is your goals, right? So let me be a little bit more specific, right? One of the things that I always say about self-reflection is your awareness, right? Are you self-aware, right? What motivates you every day logging on and doing things that probably intrinsically are not okay, either on the internet or viewing certain things that you think could possibly be a little bit detrimental to your mental health, or even how you reacted to someone, right? A lot of us think that we can treat our family members or our loved ones horrifically, right? So self-reflection is like, man, like I really just went off on them because they asked me a simple question, right? Or they always say, you only get hurt by the people that you love the most, right? But self-reflection could be like, you snapping at people, or maybe you're so extremely exhausted, right, and tired. And what is the motivation behind you being tired, right? And what's the motivation behind you being tired and snapping at people, right? Or what's the motivation behind you? And what I mean by self awareness too, your language, right? How it, when you look at your language, right? Is it in a way that, and, curse words, right? Why are you cursing while you're talking? And I'm not saying cursing and screaming at someone or, being disrespectful. I'm saying just your vernacular and how you talk on a daily basis. Like, what is that? Where is that coming from? Is it probably from the neighborhood you grew up in or your upbringing? Like I said, it's about it's about, your experiences, your relationships, your accomplishments. It's about your failures, your values, your beliefs, and it's also about your environment, right? The other thing is with awareness, right? When you're talking about awareness, you have to start questioning yourself, right? Start questioning, asking yourself like very meaningful questions, right? To gain some deeper understanding on what is your motivation behind the things that you do. I also say learn as much as you can, take some time to really learn, dig deep into your self awareness, because, your job really on this planet is to really get to know who you are, and knowing who you are makes you a stronger person. Stronger meaning that you'll stand up for your values and your belief systems, whatever they are, right? Whatever your values and belief systems and what motivates you to do the things that you do, motivation for what you do, okay, so like you could say also, like your eating habits, your road rage or driving habits, what motivates you to do that? Why are you in that space and doing that? Those are the type of questions when you're talking about self-awareness that you need to be asking yourself. I'm constantly questioning the universe, right? I'm like, I wonder why I'm doing this. Always leave yourself open, or in between those two beautiful eyes that you have, ask yourself questions, in your mind talk, but how can I become better, because you're leaving yourself open, right? You're leaving, instead of saying, I want, don't put yourself in a wanting stage, right? Because you're always going to be in a wanting stage. Ask the universe questions, and be open to, I hate to say it, it's kind of like opening up your heart, but really opening up your underwear drawer. Because the self-awareness is not easy, y'all. It isn't. It's really hard because you're putting yourself in a vulnerable situation. But guess what? You're going to be vulnerable to yourself first, right? Also, everyone talks about this thing called IQ, right? Your intellectual intelligence. Okay, forget that. Let's talk about your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is just, you can embrace, learning about emotional intelligence, right? Because people are like, what do you mean emotional intelligence? What does that mean? You got to have that, right? You got to learn to, figure out, how you view certain situations emotionally, right? And how you deal with people, with when someone dies or when someone has a heartbreak or something like that. Are you emotionally equipped, right, to offer guidance or offer support, or you don't even have to offer support. Can you just be there for them as a friend, during their darkest hour, and that's really what sets people apart, right? Emotionally intelligent people. I'm not saying that you have to be sensitive and you have to be crying. Okay. That's not what self-reflection, self-awareness is about. It really is about understanding, getting, becoming more in tune. Okay, let's say that. You have to become more in tune to, your emotions first, right? Becoming more in tune to your emotions and how they impact your behavior. That's what I'm going to say. How they impact your behavior. And also your decision making, right? Self-reflection is about your decision making. Okay, so like 10 years ago, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe I did that. I can't believe I was so rude to that person. I can't believe I, booked a hotel and, spent $10,000 on a vacation and completely bankrupted me. Those are the type of things where you have to start asking yourself, oh my God, that decision making, that was not a good decision. If you can't look back on your past and find one or two or three or probably 100 things that you did wrong and you think your life is possibly going on perfectly, then that's good for you. I applaud that. But I know myself, I'm always looking back like, man, I shouldn't have said that. I should have been more emotionally in tune. I should have had better awareness. I should have been more emotionally intelligent. I should have probably said this, always constantly checking yourself, That's how you get to a state and a space and place where, your self-reflection is going to help you on your manifestation journey. And watch and see. Once you start doing the self-reflection, self-awareness, working on your emotional intelligence, questioning your decision making, whether they be good or bad, constantly doing a self-check-in with yourself, you're going to see that your manifestation is going to just blossom. These are the small steps that I'm saying, we can all work on. But yes, thank you to my new manifestees out there. I appreciate you guys. Really, I feel the love. Thank you. So I'll be back on later on tonight. We'll delve a little bit deeper into this whole self-reflection, self-awareness stuff, because really it is truly magical. Honestly, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to wake up more confident. These building blocks. Trust me, I wasn't taught this stuff when I was growing up. But these tools really have helped me, to completely change my life. Completely. I'm talking about in my career, my business, my family, my finances. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like a gateway, because nobody really tells you the inner work that you have to do. So we're going to work on that. We're going to talk about that. Like I said, I'm not professional, licensed doctor, counselor. I'm just telling you what I know. From person to person, we can sit here and we can talk all day long about how, the tools I've used to, kind of turn things around, turn my life around, be more happier, free myself from, past traumas, past mistakes, self-acceptance, but I do that by using these tools, self-reflection, self-awareness, working on my emotional intelligence, constantly seeking. And I'm telling you, the vibrations that I feel from people when I'm out walking in the streets or just hanging out. I mean, people are just so drawn to me. It's just weird. It's like and it wasn't always like that. It wasn't always like that. And I'm not talking about like drawn to me like, hey, what's going on? I'm talking about, just conversations opening up and, feeling those vibes, and it just takes you higher, So anywho, that is all I have today. And I'll be back on later on tonight to hang out with you guys. All right. Take care, you guys. All right. I heart you. Ciao, ciao. Bye.